Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, July 6, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with WWE Smackdown broadcast live last night on Fox from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. The show served as the go-home for today's Money in the Bank premium live event. Undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton addressed the Bloodline ahead of their six-man tag team match today, with Owens delivering the keynote portion. Owens was emotional as he talked about his mother being hospitalized this past week and fighting for her life.
She did everything she could, along with my dad, to make sure that I would realize my dream, get to WWE. She wanted me to fight like hell. She told me every single time to come in here and leave it all in the ring. So if she knew, if she heard that I had missed the show because of her, she'd be so pissed. So here I am. And Bloodline, let me tell you this. I am more serious than I've ever been in my entire career. Tomorrow, win, lose, or draw. All I care about is that I do what my mom has wanted me to do for the last 4 years. And that is not just kick the living hell out of Bloodline. It's to beat their asses worse than ever before.
The show's main event saw the team of DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano upend Austin Theory and Grayson Waller to win the WWE Tag Team Championship when Gargano submitted Waller.
Around we go! Johnny could be looking for it. Gargano escape! The submission is in! Can Waller hold on?
He was about to tap! Austin Theory's prevented the tap!
Deja vu in Toronto!
Sicilian stretch by Ciampa! The Champs are going out into tap out!
They did it! They did it!
The loss ends Theory and Waller's title reign at 90 days. It is Ciampa and Gargano's first title of any kind on the main roster. SmackDown opened with a promo by Jey Uso where he was first interrupted by LA Knight and then by the remainder of his opponents in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. After Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Andrade, and Drew McIntyre had made their way to the ring, a brawl ensued which saw Uso and Knight remain standing. The 6 women's Money in the Bank participants, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, Michin, Io Sky, Zoe Stark, and Chelsea Green also got into a physical confrontation during WWE Women's Champion Bayley's win over Piper Niven. Following the match, Nia Jax would also get involved by attacking Bayley. In other results, the Street Profits defeated Pretty Deadly, and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill downed Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. AEW presented its Beach Break edition of Rampage last night on TNT, featuring matches taped on July 3rd at Wintrust Arena in Chicago. In the semifinals of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup Women's Tournament, Mariah May defeated Hikaru Shida. With the victory, May now moves on to the finals against Willow Nightingale on this Wednesday's Dynamite. In other results, Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher defeated Private Party, Roosh defeated Commander, and Kyle O'Reilly quickly submitted GPA. And in ratings news, AEW Dynamite averaged a total audience of 688,000 viewers for TBS this past Wednesday, according to WrestleNomics. That number is up 8,000 viewers from the week prior, but also marks Dynamite's 4th consecutive program to average under 700,000 viewers. In comparison to the July 5th, 2023 edition of Dynamite, this past Wednesday's show was down 21.6%. In the 18 to 49-year-old demographic, Dynamite notched a .23 or 303,000 viewers, also up slightly from the previous week's rating of .22. Both Wednesday's Dynamite and last night's Rampage were Beach Break-themed shows as a co-promotion with the Discovery Channel's presentation of Shark Week. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, For daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the wrestling news across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.